Hello and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be ranking the characters from Danganronpa 1, 2 and V3 from my least favourite up to my favourite. So this list is going to be completely my opinion, and I will warn you now that there is spoilers for all three of the games and possibly the anime as well. So if you don't want the Danganronpa 1, Danganronpa 2, Danganronpa V3 or Danganronpa 3 to be spoiled for you, then I suggest you don't watch this. Yep, I'm over too. Just so you know, the light zoomed in this. And this video is probably going to be long enough as it is, so let's begin. Starting with the first game's characters, I will be ranking them by game. My least favourite is Hifumi Yamada, and the reason he is my least favourite is because I don't like him. I find him to be annoying, and I just generally don't like him. Yeah, that's a lot of the reasons you have characters on this list. Yeah, so Hifumi, I just didn't like him. The rest of the cast was better. He annoyed me. Moving on. Next, was that 16? Yes. 15 is Yasuhiro Hagakure. I forgot his name for a minute there. This guy's annoying. Loads of people find this guy annoying. He's not quite as annoying as Hifumi, but yeah, he's down the bottom because he's just not generally as good as the rest of the characters. I just don't really like him. Yeah. From this point on, there is no characters that I actually dislike. They're more so in these positions for other reasons. So next is Mukuro Ikusaba. And the reason Mukuro is this low down on the list is because she's not really in the game all that much. You don't really get to know her character, so you don't really get to know her. But she is in the anime more, and in the anime she was kind of annoying, so that's another reason why she's this low down. Yeah. Next character at number 13, I think, is Saika Momozono. Again, Saika is one of the first to be killed off, so she's the first murder victim, though she's not in it very long, and I just wasn't keen on her when she was, and also she tried to betray Makoto, the main character, so yeah, she wasn't in it that long, and I just wasn't keen on her, and I never did any free time events to really get to know her or anything. So yes, that's why she's this well. Anyway, next I have Rion Kawata. Again, same reason as Saika. He dies early on, so I didn't really do any of his free time events, and he wasn't in it long enough for me to get more attached to him, so that's why I put him down here. And next, what number's this? Padgy, keep track of the numbers for me. This is the next one, I don't know. Okay, the next one is Toko Fukawa. This is number 11. Yep, I'll remember that. And Toka's on this list because I did kind of find her annoying. Her obsession with Byakuya was annoying. Yeah, so that's why she's this low down, but she was in it longer than some of the lower characters, so I put her higher up. Because I did start to like her more after playing Ultra Despair Girls. But she's still not one of my favourites. Yeah. And at number 10 is this? I think so. It's Celestia Rudenberg. She's alright, but didn't really like her as much as the rest of the characters, and she could get a bit annoying. And she was a bit of an arse at times. So yeah. Not much other reason. And at number, I think this is 9. Oh, you're terrible with the numbers. At number 9 is Byakuya Togami. He's a dick, but he's an interesting dick. And he kind of helps with some of the trials and stuff. And the searching for clues. But I can't put him any higher than this because he is a dick. Yeah. He is. I like him, he's my favourite in the first game. Yes, Badgie. This is not your list though, is it? No, I want to do my own. Badgie, you never even played any past the first game. No. Didn't really understand it. 1 minute I was skipping cutscenes because I was fed up with them, the next I was in a cross trial and I was like, what the bloody hell's going on? Danganronpa was a visual novel. Oh, is that so? Anyway, next we have at number, was this 9? Yeah. No? 8, I think. At number this one, we have Junko Enoshima, the mastermind of the game, and she's a good mastermind. She's very evil, so she's a good villain, but I just prefer other characters over her, so I decided to put her at number 8. But I've just realised. You're holding a piece of paper with the order written on it, and it has the numbers there. How are you so bad at these numbers? I forgot that this piece of paper had the numbers on it. Oh, balls. So yeah, Junko, she's a good villain, and she's... I just like other characters more, so she's at number 8. And at number 7 is Chihiro Fujisaki. Chihiro's a cool character. She is actually a he. And he's one of the better characters, but there is the other characters that I just like more. But he is a cool character. So yeah, he's at number 7. Again with the numbers. Next, at number 6 is the protagonist, Makoto Naegi. He's my least favourite protagonist out of the 3 of them. He's just not as interesting as the other 2. But he's still a good protagonist and I enjoy playing as him, and don't know what is up with Chihiro's stand, but she's suddenly decided that he doesn't want to stand up properly. There we go. What the hell? This is off camera, but something weird's happening with the figures. Anyway, Makoto, he's a good protagonist, but he's not the best character in the game, and I prefer the other protagonists over him. Danganronpa 1 is probably my least favourite cast. Although they're not a bad cast, I just prefer the other 2 games casts over this one. Yeah, so Makoto. You're terrible at explaining reasons. I know that's why I don't do reviews. At number 5, Sakura Ogami. Sakura's a cool character. She's interesting. She's nice. She's just a genuinely good character in the game, and that's why I put her up here at number 5. Just I like the other ones more, though that's why she's not higher. Same reason for all these bloody characters, isn't it? Oh, Sakura, I'm gonna eat you. Pretty much. Anyway, I'm kind of better at explaining why I don't like a character than I am at why I like a character. Yeah. At number 4, Aoi Asahina, the swimmer. She's one of the survivors, so she's in it the longest, so you kind of get to know her more, and she's just like a fun character, so yeah. She's up here at number 4. The other 3 I just like more. Yeah. Next we have at number 3, we have Kiyotaka Ishimaru, and he's one of my favourites. He's in the top 3. I just enjoyed his character. He was interesting and his stuff was interesting. Yeah, it was interesting. Next at number 2 is Mondo Owada, and he's my second favourite character from the first game. He also, like Ishimaru, he's interesting, and I did a lot of his free time events, so I got to know more of his past and stuff. If I did other characters' free time events, the order might have been different, but I didn't have time to do them all. Maybe someday. Anyway, yeah, Mondo's at number 2, and he's my second favourite from the first game. Yeah, and he also has sweet corn looking hair. His hair looks like burnt sweet corn. Yeah, that's nice, Patchy. And at number 1 is Kyoko Kirigiri, my favourite Danganronpa 1 character. She's an interesting character. I did all of her free time events, so I knew her past quite well, and she's kind of the one who helps you out the most and hangs around with Kaito the most and stuff. So yeah, and also others, like she's a good character. You don't have much to say even though she's your favourite. Yeah, she has an interesting design, quite like a lot of these characters do, like Mondo's sweet corn hair and stuff. Yeah, she's just my favourite in the first game. She helps with a lot of the trials, and she's a detective, so obviously she's good at solving murders. So yeah, she's my favourite character from the first game. Anyway, now that's the first game. We're going to be moving on to the cast of the second game, which is my favourite cast of all. And at number 16, getting straight in there, I don't want this video to be on too long, is Hayako Sionji. She's my least favourite. She's annoying, she's a bitch, I just don't like her. Yeah, I think she's a lot of people's least favourite. She's just not a very nice character. Anyway, she's down here. I don't like her. She's really the only character in this game that I dislike. I mostly like all the rest. So she had to be at the bottom. Anyway, next, at number 15, is Mikan Sugami. I didn't hate her, but I found her to be annoying. And she just wasn't all that interesting to me. I never did her free time events because I wasn't interested in her character, so that's why she's down here. There was a lot better characters than Mikan. Don't put your arm in the way, and she's not standing straight. Some of these figures don't stand up properly. Anyway, next up at number 14 is Teruteru Hanamura. He's on this list for much the same reason as Rion and Saika. He just died early on, so I didn't get that much time to get to know him other than watching the anime, but the other characters I still enjoyed more even after watching this prequel. So yeah, Teruteru, his pervertedness is funny, but other than that, he died too early on for me to really get to like him. Next up is Mahiru Koizumi at number 13, and the reason she's so low down is just because she's so forgettable. Like, she's probably the most forgettable character in the game. She's just not as memorable as the other characters. She's just forgettable, really. She's the second to die. She doesn't play that much of a part. She's just sort of there. Anyway, next at number 12 is Nagito Komaeda, and I know loads of people love this character, but he just wasn't my favourite. He was interesting and he made the game more interesting, but he was also really fucked up, and which was interesting as well. But the way he killed himself and what he did to himself, and the way he exposed Chaffy as the traitor in the one of the later chapters was really fucked up, but it's also, I loved that chapter, it was one of my favourites. But Nagito, he's an interesting character, but he's not one of my favourites. I dislike the others more. He's a bit overrated. Oh, I like him, he's my favourite. I know you do, Baji. I know your type of character. Anyway, number 11 is Peka Yama. She was there, she was interesting while she lasted. And then she killed somebody and got murdered for it. Yes, her sole purpose is just basically protecting her master and being a swordswoman for him. And I did enjoy her character, the other ones I just liked a lot more and were more interesting for me, and they lasted longer. Next, at number 10 is the Ultimate Imposter, or Byakuya Tsugami. The reason he is so high up, even though he died quite early on in the second game, he was the first to die, is because from the anime, I've learned more about him from watching the anime, and he is an interesting character. Even though he's an imposter, nobody knows what he or she, those moves could possibly be boobs, we don't know, is really like. We don't know who they actually are, because they just impersonate people. Like in the game, it's Byakuya, whereas in the anime, he's impersonating this person who's, I've forgotten the name of him, but yeah, the one who made the hypnotising videos. So yeah, I like his character, even though he doesn't really know much about who he actually is. Anyway, moving on to number 9, and we have Kazuichi Soda. He was a fun character, it could get a bit annoying, but I still generally liked him. Plus he's one of the survivors, so he was there for a long time and he's not in the middle. Yep, I enjoyed his character, he's one of the more fun characters, and yeah. Next, at number 8, we have Sonia Nevermind. Again, she's one of the survivors, she was in there the longest, and she was a good character. She brought some good things to the game, and I liked her character. And I liked her with Gundam, and Gundam's one of my favourites. So yeah. At number freakyco we have number 7. At number 7 we have freakyco, who's a Ryu. Another survivor. He started off as a dick, but then he had a lot of character development and actually became a nice character and contributed a lot after the death of Peka. So yeah, he probably had one of the most developments of all the characters, and he's just interesting and stuff. Yeah, this is the same reason you liked all the ones from the first game. You don't have very good reasons. My reasons aren't as sophisticated if I like a character. I tend to just like them without knowing why. Yep. Anyway, shit, I knocked her over. At number 6 we have Ibuki Miyoda, and again she's an interesting character. She's one of the more fun characters. She got killed at some point, but she's still a nice, enjoyable character. Like, her music's terrible, but she's somehow the ultimate rock star. And yeah, just a fun character to add to the game, and one of my top ones at number 6. Right, going into the top 5, we have Akane, and Akane was just a generally funny character with her constant wanting to expose her boobs and stuff, and I liked it when her and Nekomaru hung out together, because then it was even funnier. And yeah, I enjoyed her character, she was fun. Also, she stuffs her face a lot, It's the only reason to like her. Baby. Stop butting in, Badgie. I don't care. Anyway, yeah, she's a fun character. Next is number 4, Neko Morimidai. Again, he's a good character. I liked him. He was funny at times. He was an interesting character. He turned into a robot at one point and got upset because he could no longer take a shit, because he likes taking shits, which I found to be funny. I liked his character a lot. He's one of my top 4s. Yeah, he's a good character. Next up at number 3 is Gundam Tanaka, and Gundam's one of my favourites. I just generally liked him as a character, and I liked his hamsters. His hamsters were cute, and he's an animal breeder, so that's good. And he's also Chinibyo. He thinks he's the master of hell or something. And I just liked his character. And yeah, the reason he killed is debatable, that he was doing it to actually help them, which I believe he was doing it to help them, because that fun house, it wasn't fun, and everyone just wanted out. If I ever have to look at Strawberry Encrusted Wars again, I'm gonna scream. Oh, fun house was my name. Okay, right, number 2, it's Hajime Hinata, probably my favourite out of the 3 protagonists. He's voiced by Johnny Young Bosch. He's a good protagonist. He doesn't even have an ultimate. He's just a regular student who attended the academy. He turned into a right evil bastard after going through some experiments. But Izuru Kamakura is kind of a different character. But yeah, Hajime is my second favourite, which only leaves one option for my first favourite, which is Chiaki. And Chiaki is my favourite character. She's kind of like the Kyoko of this game, with helping you out solving the murders and stuff. But she's the ultimate gamer. I like games. She's cool. She references retro games a lot and stuff. And she's also an AI. The real Chiaki's long dead, and she's the only character from the second game who actually remains dead. And she has like a hairpin of a Space Invader, but it's not coloured in this figure. Yeah, I just generally like Chiaki. She's my favourite from the second game. And that's it for the second game, and we'll be moving on to the third game, and I do not have figures of these characters, so I'm going to have to use pictures. So let's get those. I might have to do some adjustments to the stand up to the camera for this. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to pick it up. So yeah, let me just, damn it, 2 seconds. Oh, damn it. I just need to get this to like, what the hell? Turn on. That's better. Okay, and this is the V3 listings. My least favourite character. My least favourite character on any Danganronpa thing in general is... Why am I still zoomed in? Anji Yonaga. I fucking hate this character. She's so manipulative. She's forms this cult and uses this like a tool to make people do what she wants and obey her. And I just generally don't like her. She's the only character that I was constantly wishing throughout the game that she would just die already. I was so happy when she did. I yelled in joy. I just hated her so much. Yeah, you have strong hate for this one? Yeah, I just really don't like her. She also divided the team at one point when they should have been working together, and I just don't like her. Also, the next character at number 15 is the only other one I don't like in this game, and that is Tenko. I found her to be very annoying, and I just generally didn't like her character. So yeah, I put her at 15. She's not as bad as Angie, but I'm glad the two of them died in the same chapter just to get the two worst characters out of there. There's a third chapter. You haven't played it, how do you know? Because I know. Anyway, yeah, I didn't even say second, I said same. Oh. Anyway, next up is getting into the characters that I don't actually hate, is Moogie. Number 14 is Moogie. Shirogane. And again, mainly the same reason as Mahiru being so low. Although she was the mastermind of this game, she was quite forgettable. When I was going over to myself which characters were left, I always forgot that she was still alive. So yeah, she was quite forgettable. Her anime references were cool, but other than that, she was just forgettable and just not as good as mastermind as Junko. That's why I really didn't like the ending of this game. Anyway, next up at number 13 is Himiko. Yuma, I just didn't really care for her. She was there. She wasn't one of my favourites. I didn't think much of her. I didn't hate her or anything. She was just there, kind of. And she's one of the survivors as well. Anyway, at number 12 is Ryoma Hoshi, and again, he's one of the first to die, so he dies in the second chapter, and he's just don't really like his design, so he's just slowed down because of that. He's a tennis player. I don't have anything against tennis players. I don't know why I'm mentioning he's a tennis player, for reasons I don't like him. I don't know why. He's just didn't really get to know him that well, didn't do his free time events, preferred all the rest of the cast above him, so yeah. Number 11 is Rantaro. Again, he's the first to die in this game, never did his free time events, didn't really get to know him that well, other than through some of his later bits when you find out what he actually is, being the ultimate survivor and stuff. But yeah, he died too early on for me to really put him any higher, unless I go back and do some free time events and end up liking him more. Anyway, next at number 10 is Kurumi Tojo, and she's decent, but the other characters are just better, and also her being the president was kind of weird, and yep, I liked her death though. Her execution was one of the better ones. Yeah, what a reason to like a character. She had an interesting death. So yeah, Kurumi at number 10. Just the others were better. At number 9 is Kokichi Oma, and I know he's like the fan favourite of this game, but he can be a bit annoying at times. He's kind of an asshole. He's kind of a complete asshole and a constant liar, but he's an interesting character, and he made the game more interesting, like the trial with Kaito and the robot. That was an interesting trial, trying to figure out which one of them was actually dead, and yeah. He's a complete bastard, but he's a good character. Yeah, I agree, he's my favourite. Yeah, you like bastards, you. I know I do. And at number 8 is Korekio Shingoji. I don't know the last names of this game as well. And Korekio, he's a decent character. He was interesting, and then you find out he has like a sister complex and his dead sister's living inside of him, and that was kind of weird. But yeah, he was still an interesting character, plus he killed Angie, so that's a plus from me. So yeah. Moving on, we go to number 7 is Gonta. Gokuhara, and Gonta's just a sweet character. He corrects bugs, he's nice. And he's just a likeable character, really. He wouldn't really kill anyone into a club, but Mew made him kill someone. No, it wasn't Mew, it was Kokichi. Yeah, Kokichi made him murder somebody for him, being the bastard he is. So yeah, Gonta is one of the murderers, but he didn't want to do it. He didn't really even know what he was doing because he forgot due to putting the plugs in the wrong holes. Yeah, he's a good, cool character. At number 6 is Yuma, and I liked her dirty jokes. She was dirty, she was rude, therefore I like her. She made a joke about a fanny being like, you know, like they found like a vent, like a manhole in the bushes, and then she was like, I know of another hole under a bush. Yeah, I just liked her dirty jokes. The main reason she's so high. But she was also interesting. She made the virtual world. That was a cool chapter. Next, at number 5, is Kibo, the robot. I like Kibo. He's interesting. He's has an antenna for hair, and he doesn't have any genitals, and he's just a cool character who I got my finger stuck in the tripod, and I'll get that out in a minute. And yeah, he was just one of my favourites. He's just at number 5 because it's out. The others were better. So yeah, at number 4 we have Kaito. Momoto, and Kaito's just a cool character. He's fun to be around. He was always there to help out and stuff until he died tragically in a rocket ship. And yeah, Kaito I just think is a decent, good character, and I think loads of people like him, and yep, he's just there a long time, and he's a nice guy, and yep. He was just like the one to keep them all positive and stuff. Now I got my other finger stuck in the tripod. Stop putting your fingers in the tripod! Yeah, I really like Kaito, but the other 3 I preferred. So at number 3 we have Kaede, the fake protagonist. You played her in the first chapter. She kills someone, she gets murdered, she gets executed because of it, but whilst I was playing as her, I enjoyed playing as her. She was interesting, I liked her character, and then she got killed off, and you switched over to the real protagonist, who I also enjoy. But yeah, I would have liked to play with Kaede longer. She was a good protagonist. I preferred her to Makoto, even though you only played as her like 1 chapter. So yeah, I liked her. And at number 2 I have Suichi Sahara, the real protagonist. He's not quite as my favourite as Hajime, but he's still a very good protagonist. He's the detective at this game, so he doesn't need as much help as the other 2 protagonists in solving things, although he's not a very competent detective, but he does grow in confidence as the game goes on, and he has some development, which I liked, and I just like his character at number 2. And at number 1 I have Maki Harukawa, and she's my favourite of this game. She had the most interesting backstory of this game, with her being an assassin and trained from a young age to be an assassin. And once people find out about what her ultimate really is, and that she is an assassin, they keep suspecting that she's going to kill someone because of it, but she never does. She also likes Kaito, my finger's stuck in here again. Stop putting it in there! It's a, yep. Maki's a good character. She's my favourite of this game. I really liked her. She had quite a lot of development as well, going from like this cold, unfeeling character to this character who like was trying her best to survive and help the others and stuff, mostly through the help of Kaito. And yeah, she's my favourite of this game, and that is it for these lists and rankings and whatever. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week for when I do another video, which I do kind of have planned. And also, maybe I'll consider ranking like the Persona 4 or 5 characters at some point. Yep, maybe you should. Anyway, that's it from this video, and goodbye. Goodbye. You never know how to end these things.